Hello everyone, this is Anirudh here and you're watching Anirudh's online, and yeah, I made a game. I was actually very bored and I thought I would just make a game, and I learned to make games, and yeah, I made a simple game and this is my first ever game, and I used Godot to do this because it was a free engine, and the game is not like a complex game, it's just a simple text based game. Today I'm going to be sharing my experience making my first game, so let's move on to the video. As you guys can see, that is my project. I'm just gonna open my project. So yeah, this is my first starting screen. I'm just gonna hit play here. So yeah, this is the first screen and this will ask for a name, and I'm just gonna give my name here, which is Anirudh, and hit enter. And this is like an instruction screen before we go to the game, and this is like it says welcome Anirudh, and I cannot see because I'm just having this tripod in front of me, so I'm just gonna move it here. So it says, so this is a simple game of name, place, animal, thing. It is very simple to play. All you have to do is think of a name, place, animal, and also a thing that starts with that letter. Simple, right? The catch is that the time is running. How many letters you can complete before the time runs out? Press start when you are ready, and that is just basically simple instruction on how to play the game. So I'm gonna click start. The word is L. I'm just gonna say Len, and a place is LA, and animal is little rat, and a thing is lamb, and click check. I can also press enter, but I'm not gonna do that right now. And it's again L because for some reason I'm just gonna think of a name in L, but I'm not sure. I think the time is gonna run out and we'll see what happens. So it says score 1, high score 1. So because this is the first time I'm starting this game now, so I can click quit and it will quit, and you can click try again and it will just start again. So yeah, that is the game. I'm just gonna close it, and yeah, we will move on to the making of the game. So I started game development just when I started making this game, so I'm kinda new to all these things. So yeah, so you might wonder why I chose Godot over like Unity and Unreal. It's because mostly Unreal and Unity uses C#, which is a language that I don't know, and maybe I might learn it in the future, but I'm not sure about it. Whereas Godot uses GDScript. GDScript is similar to Python, and I know Python. So I thought it would be easier to learn Godot instead of like Unity, because actually I know how to use GDScript because it is very similar, and it is also like a dynamic language where like you don't have to say if it is a variable. I mean, you have to say if it is a variable, but you don't have to say if it is a number, a string. It will just figure it on its own. So yeah, that is the thing I like about Python and also GDScript. So you just saw the game, and here is the making. I started to have issues right from the beginning. When I first imported my background image into Godot, it did work. So when I wanted it to expand, it just went into a small square shape, and then how much ever I dragged it out, it did not work. But then I just figured out I was using the wrong node. And also the text labels work fine, and I was like, oh, this is easy. But then came the problems, like a lot of problems. And it was very perfect, but a little bit, maybe I needed to arrange a little bit, and then I figured out this thing called containers, VBox and HBox. So it will contain in vertically and horizontally. But it just made me frustrated a lot. I don't know why, but I would just change a small thing, and it will work. I mean, it will look perfectly fine, and when I go to run the game, it will just just go weirdly. Like I didn't understand what it was doing. And a quick info is that I'm following a course that I got online on Udemy. So yeah, I'm following that, but I'm not actually fully following that, because in that course they were making like a game with Looney Lips, which was like a Mad Lib game. But I didn't want to do that. No. I wanted to make my own game, and I ran into a lot of errors for that. but actually it was worth it at the end. I will just say how I cleared it later, because I did not. What I did was I just ignored the errors and just went on making scenes. So as you saw, it was the first scene. I had the labels and the text edit box and also the button working fine. The thing was, they were not in the right place, or at least they were in the place, but no, actually not in the place that I wanted them to be. So I was kind of sad, and I just move on to the next scene, which is instruction. So the thing is, I want to get the player name from the first scene and also put it in the instruction scene. So I created a global.gd, which is like a global script which can access any scenes. So I just got the player name and stored it in a global variable, and then in the instruction sheet I just displayed the name of the player with the help of a variable, and that's it. And then it is just a lot of labels with the instructions. And again, everything was fine, but not in the right place. And I was so angry. And I finally was searching on the internet for so long and found out, there is this thing called central container, which I did not know. I used it and everything was perfect. It was in the center, and I could go into rect and change the size, minimum size, and it looked fine. And then, when you put a bunch of nodes in a container, they just stack up together. I didn't know how to leave space in between them. And then it took me like 2 hours to figure it out. There is something called custom constants, and if you click that, there is separateness. And then if you increase it, there will be space in between them. It took me a long time to figure it out. I'm just gonna say that. But then after I did that, everything was fine. The game scene was tricky to make because it required a lot more coding, but actually it was just simple coding, but just a lot of coding. It was because a lot of things were happening at the same time. So let me just break it down for you. So the first thing is, the label will show the player a random letter. I just did this with the help of rand_i and randomize functions in Godot, and it is basically simple. I just made an array of every single alphabet in it, and then the random function will just randomize the letter and it will show it to a variable, and then I will use that variable to show the player the label, and also use this variable to check whether if the words that they were entering started with that letter. If they were wrong, I use the yield function, which will just pop up a message called reply, and it will just vanish slowly. If the things that they enter are correct, they will get a point. And then there is the timer. It will start from 30 and go to 0, and when it goes to 0, it will just make the program go to the next scene, which is game over screen. The game over screen is just very simple. It is just 2 labels and 2 buttons. One label is the score, which we have been calculating for the period of time that the game has been running, and also a high score. And then there is the buttons, which is like play again. If you click it, the game will go to the game scene again, and if you click quit, the game will just quit, and that's it. This is how I made the game. But this is not a perfect game. Well, there are some bugs in the program, and these aren't like syntax error bugs. So these aren't like errors that will crash the program, but still they are errors. They are logical errors. So first thing is, you cannot play this game on mobile devices because it is a HTML game, and it is out on itch.io. Go and check it out. The thing is, the game actually runs perfectly fine, but the keyboard doesn't appear. And for a game which is highly relied on keyboard input, it is pretty much, it doesn't run on Android or iOS. I haven't checked on iOS, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't run. And that is the first error. It is just a small error for which I can just make a APK file and it will work perfectly fine, but it takes a lot of time and I'm not going to do that. The second error, it is kind of like a huge error. Before I say what it is, go and play the game and try to figure out if you can guess what the error is. It is a challenge, go and check it out. So as you guys can see, we are in the game page, and I can click run game, and it's loading. Just wait a second, it's loading. Okay, it is loaded, and I get this error. and for some reason this error just occurs in Safari, and yeah, it just occurs in Safari. So I will move on to Chrome and show you how it is. And now we are on Chrome, and I'm gonna hit run game, and it's loading. It is loading faster than Safari, and I hope it should work. And see, it works. And I don't know why that error occurs, but I'm sure I can fix it. But that is not the error, and that is not the bug we are talking about. I'm just gonna go and say hello YouTube and hit play, and this is the instructions here, and this works perfectly fine. I'm just gonna click start. Here is the error. You don't actually have to put in any words. You can put like, man, Manipur, man, and I get a point. But that is not the thing. I can hit like y, enter, and I get a point. Yes. I'll get a point. I, G, O, T, and it's over, but the time is over. But as you saw, a pretty huge bug. Like, actually the player doesn't have to, enter anything that makes sense. They can just put the first letter in and they will get a point. So probably the solution to fixing this is adding dictionaries, that has a list of places, animals, and also things. Maybe I will do it in a later update, but for now this is the game, and I'm actually satisfied with how it has turned out. Mostly players might try to cheat, but you can just use this for, when you're bored and you just want to get some ideas, you can try this out. So yeah, that's all. And I can click try again, and I come here, and let's see how high score that I can get. www R T U T T J N Q. Oops. And I got 10. And this quit button actually doesn't work on browser because you are on a browser and you cannot quit your own browser with this game. So that button does nothing, and that's all. I might change this to menu in a future update, but for now it is just going to be quit. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and thank you for watching this video. And if you are a game dev and want me to check out your game, just leave it in the comments and I will be happy to play them. And I'm mostly planning to join game jams. I think it is a bit early because it has just been a week since I started making games, but I think it will be fun. I think I'll be participating in the Godot Oil Gem, and yeah, I will share my experiences with you guys, and that's all for this video. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and follow me on Instagram. I will see you on the next one. Bye.